Mayor, good to see you again. Welcome back to the program here. You've been out of political office since 2016. It's changed tremendously, as you well know, over the last decade or so. You have a legacy in Houston. Why in the world do you want to re-enter politics now?
Well, I haven't really been completely out of politics. I just have been out of government. I have spent the last 7 years running a Washington-based political organization, a nonpartisan organization focusing on electing LGBT candidates. So I've had the opportunity to travel around the country and help other people run for office. And I won't say it restored my faith in politics. I will say that it reaffirmed my belief in the power of just people standing up and saying, I want to serve, pick me, and putting their skills and experience out there for the public. And I really think at the local level, politics still works. I won't say that about Washington, and I really won't say that about Austin, but at the local level, I think it still works, and I still have the passion.
You've been involved in politics, but you've been out of elected office, though. But when you get back into elected office, you have constituencies on both sides of the aisle here. Even if you are in local office, though, that still appeals to you?
Oh, absolutely. It's the work. I mean, the the things that are under the purview of Harris County government are things that I worked on as mayor and that I'm still passionate about. The number one issue is emergency management, public safety, public health, infrastructure, all things that I worked on, and all things that still need a steady hand at the wheel.
Let's talk politics for a moment here. Do you expect to be running against the incumbent, Lena Hidalgo, for county judge?
I do not, but I don't have any idea. And I do think that's problematic. I think she ought to be clear about her intentions. We are
But you don't
living
think
in
she's
a
running,
time
though?
of a great uncertainty. I mean, and so much is happening in Washington that is going to be rolling down at Harris County. I
Yeah.
think everybody ought to know who the leadership is going to be. And I honestly don't know whether she's running or not. That doesn't matter. I'm saying I'm putting my skills and experience out there. I hope the voters will consider me.
And obviously, the incumbent hasn't said, a fellow Democrat hasn't said what she's going to do, whether she'll seek re-election. But why do you think she's vulnerable right now, regardless of whether she runs?
I'm not running against Lena Hidalgo. I am running for the job. And as you've pointed out, I've been in politics a long time. I was elected citywide to three successive positions. I won 9 citywide races. That's about half of the population of Harris County is in the city of Houston. Yes, I've been out of the game for a while, but I still have a lot of folks who know who I am. But I also have a track record to run on, and I think I don't care who's in the race. I think I'm a formidable candidate, but I think what people have to recognize is it's two different races. It's a Democratic primary next March,
Right.
and this is a race in the general 2026 in November. So I'm just in the first phase.
You've mentioned President Trump and dysfunction in Washington several times. I think you mentioned early on here in the interview as well here too, when you're asked why you're running. I'm curious though, how would you be able to address any of that though as a county leader?
So I can't address what's happening in Washington, but if you look at what county government has the responsibility for, all of these things that are happening there seem almost aimed at local government.
Right.
We're in the hurricane belt. We're in hurricane season right now, and he has vowed to dismantle FEMA. That means that we have to be prepared to go horizontally and deep with the 34 cities in Harris County, the surrounding counties. We're going to be on our own if a major disaster comes. The cuts to with his so-called big beautiful bill, cuts to Medicaid and even Medicare. Uh, we have Harris Health. We operate the hospital district down here. Those people have to go somewhere. We're the last resort for healthcare. We have to be ready for the dysfunction and the disruption that's going to be caused by Washington. We're going to be on our own. We have to figure out how to get it done because that's the difference in local government. You have to get it done somehow or another. You can't just say, oh, we're just going to step over people, or we're just going to let these people whose houses are flooded suffer on their own. We have to figure out ways to address it.
And considering your extensive track record, your successful track record, Mayor, what do you think you could bring to Harris County government?
I bring my experience in leadership. I bring my ability to work with other elected officials across the aisle and across jurisdictional boundaries of all kind. But I also bring the last decade of being out of office and what I've learned from other leaders across the country and what I've seen that works and doesn't work in other jurisdictions. So I have new ideas and new energy, but also a lot of experience.
You said something interesting there. Being out of office for 10 years might be a benefit, huh?
I think it is. It's given me an opportunity to say, do I really want to do this? And yes, I do. I don't need a job. I don't need, I'm not looking for, a future political career. Do I want to do the work that is in front of us here in Harris County? And yes, I do.
And last question here. You mentioned the new energy you have, but as far as priorities would go, what do you see as priority number one for Harris County?
Public safety. Now that does include emergency management. It includes keeping floodwaters out of people's houses.
Right.
It includes making sure that the sheriff's department and the constables are funded and focused on aspects of public safety. But it also includes that public health, as I mentioned. It all goes together. Is this a place that you can live safely and happily and frankly affordably and continue to thrive? And I think we're teetering on the brink in a lot of those things.
Mayor, it's always good to see you. Thank you for the time.
Thank you.